Hey, Kajun Reselling, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place, where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, bad credit. Here at Kajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let him have it.
I've got my dollars and I sit in my best offer.
We say yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it with no problem. Hello, and good morning on this hump day. How's everybody doing this morning? Hello. Let me get to the top of the chat and see who was first in here, and that was Mark and Mike. Hello, good morning and welcome. Perlini, hello, good morning and welcome. And Miss Denise, hello, good morning and welcome. And there's Anthony, and I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody because this chat's flying already. Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, hello, and welcome. Michelle, hello, good morning and welcome. And Shopping on the Low, hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Gina, hello, good morning and welcome. And Helen, hello, how you doing? You staying warm, right? Because there's some more snow coming this way. So good to see you, Helen. Good to see you. Hello, good morning and welcome. And let's see who else is here. And I think I'm caught up already. So let me go through the calendar. And you will see in the community tab, I have been doing the shout out channels. And right now I'm going through all those who are members. So please check out the list of shout outs for the 6 channels that came out this morning every Wednesday. And then, of course, every Friday I do the feature channel of the week. But also, don't forget to check out, I did raise the calendar up to the very first one this morning. So that way you can check out the calendar as I go through it this morning. If you don't hear your name and you are doing something on a regular basis, please make sure you go to that post where I have the calendar link. It is public for all of you to see. That way you can let me know if you have a show, you change something about your shows, or you're starting a new show. Let me know in that little comment section for that link. First today, I want to go over, oh, Lord Jesus, we got a lot today. 9 o'clock is Bearded Picker. That's Scott. Starts at 9. At 9:45 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you have the Stock Explorer Nora goes live. And then at 10 o'clock is Claudia's Vintage channel. 10 o'clock, you also have Stacey May Catitude, where she does her crafting every morning, 7 days a week. And then the Booted Chick comes on at 10 o'clock, and that is 7 days a week, except for right now, she's not doing them on Fridays. 11 o'clock is Wacky Wednesday with Miss Creative Creations by Miss Denise. 11 o'clock, you also have New England Thrifter. She goes live at 11 o'clock with Janine's. And at 11:30 is Jackass Retro. At 12 o'clock is Crack and Christine's live. At 12 o'clock, you also have Maria, California Thrifter. And at 1 o'clock, you have Crazy May Stash Workshop. And I believe it's more of a workshop and working live that she started. And at 1 o'clock, you have Irene and Leo. She goes live every Monday and Wednesday. Don't forget, today at 2 o'clock, we do have our Hump Day auction. Come check it out. Today's guest is Miss Didi. Miss Didi's our guest today. And then at 2 o'clock is Cody. At 4 o'clock is Sandy and Otto with Janine. 4 o'clock is the Booty Chick Rita. She does her live auction at 4. And at 4:30 is Adam Hartman Made, where he does his weight loss updates. At 6 o'clock is Deb's Wood Burning, her midweek madness, or midweek, what is she calling it? Midweek burning, wood burning midweek deals. And then at 6 o'clock is Kathy's Corners Bingo. And Sabrina's on at 6 o'clock with Simon Says, Let's Make a Deal. And then at 7 o'clock is Adam Exploit. He does his live shows every Wednesday, and it has a lot to do with reselling on eBay. At 7 o'clock is Dawn's channel, and she is on with Miss Denise and Josie. At 7 o'clock, today's a busy day, so you should have a lot to watch if you're one of those that like to watch all these channels. Ryzen Picks has his solo sale this afternoon at 7 p.m. At 7, you also have Nightmare Treasures, where he does a lot of resellers who want to get their feet wet into doing online auctions. And I believe he does that as an open panel with guests. 7:30 is Susanna's Revival with her Angels auction. At 8 o'clock is Sailor Stacker. He does his giveaways. And the end of the day, again tomorrow, at midnight is Steph sells stuff by the seashore. So if I didn't hear you didn't hear your channel name, just go ahead and make a comment and let me know, because those are the ones that I know of that who has reached out to me. And it's very important that you do make comments on those posts to let me know. Let's see. Gina, did I miss anybody up here? Everybody's chit-chatting. Let's see here. Go back. Jennifer, hello, good morning and welcome. And Wildflower, hello, good morning and welcome. And there's our feature channel of the week. Check it out. Nope, that's the Hump Day auction. Duh. Read, Johnny, read. Stacy May, Gina, Cool Ranch Doritos, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? And the morning show is all about WhatNot. Yes, thank you very much, Jennifer. And there's Papa York. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. All right. The person, where he went? He was there. Hello, where you went? Linda, hello, good morning and welcome. How are you doing? I lost him. Uh-oh. Are you still here? Anthony, where you went? He was here. Boop, he went, gone. He ain't there. Well, that just ruined my little intro. He ain't here. I'm waiting for him to come back. Well, and there's Nora. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? There's Linda. Ping G. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? He was here. He was here early today too. But I don't know. He might have got disconnected somewhere. Well, anyway, I'm going to bring him on as soon as he comes back in. And it's Anthony, full-time reseller. Just to give you a little bit of update on his channel, his WhatNot, I do have all the information down in the description bar below for him. And his full-time reseller, Anthony, he has a total of 3,000 followers on WhatNot. He has sold over 9,000 items and/or lots, and he has over 1,000 reviews. And his average day of shipping is 1 day. Awesome. So yeah, I'm waiting for him to come back. I haven't heard him pop back in. Anthony, if you can hear me, come on back in. Yeah. Because I don't know nothing about no WhatNot. I got a lot of questions. So I don't know what happened. Let's see. Margie, hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? I feel like a deer in the headlight. Oh. So how's everybody doing today? I'm just waiting for Anthony to come back in. So yeah, if you have any questions, please wait to make sure you ask when he's back on. He must have disappeared with his internet. I don't know. I didn't see no comments, no nothing. Anywho. So yeah, good morning, Glams. How are you doing? Don't forget, Glam's Closet is on with me on Thursdays, and we do Q&A all about Poshmark. And don't forget, this Friday will be, starting this Friday, is Q&A all about Etsy. So yeah, that's our shows for the week. Anthony, if you're in the chat, please let come on back in. Where did you go? That's right. I don't know. I went to clip on and he's gone. Dee Dee, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Gina, everybody's saying hello, good morning and welcome. How you doing? Well, he was here. I don't know what happened. Unless he disconnected all his computer stuff. I don't know. There he is. He's back. Technical difficulties, I guess. I don't know, but guess what? He's here. You see, I'm not making it up. He's trying to get his internet, I guess, back on. I'm backstage. I got you.
What's up, Johnny? Yeah,
Good morning.
My power just flickered and then my modem reset right when I was right here watching. How's everybody
I figured
doing?
something happened.
No, yeah, and I got to bring the chat back up, but
yeah, you're good.
I'm here.
Well,
how's everyone this morning?
Great. Now, what I would like you to do while you get everything set up, we were talking in reference to, I was talking about how your WhatNot has 3,000 followers. You've sold over 9,000 items and/or lots, and you have over 1,000 reviews, and your average shipping time is 1 day.
Yeah.
Very impressive as a whatnot. Hello, Patrick. Good morning, hello, and welcome. And there's Tommy, the Bargain FX. Come check us out on Choosers, where he comes on with us on all Q&A about eBay. Hello, Ann. Hello. Good morning and welcome, Mark. All right, so tell everybody a little bit about yourself. I know I do have your information in the description bar below, but go ahead and give a little bit about yourself and what do you do and all that good stuff and what you started with and why you started.
Well, everyone knows FullTime Reseller. You see me in the chats, Anthony. I been reselling on eBay 20 years. I slowed down on eBay the last year, good year, because I was doing the YouTube auctions. And then I started WhatNot and then slowed down on WhatNot maybe like 6 months ago. But the last 4 months, I've been on WhatNot pretty much every day. And it's been going good. I'm 38. I don't have kids. That's why I work so hard. And I don't hang out, don't really have friends. The most people I talk to has been on YouTube the past year. And all I do is work. And yeah, one day shipping, because pretty much I pack up after the shows. But every day I do about 50 to 100 lots on WhatNot. Wow. And it goes pretty good. The following, when I started cards, I had a little bit over 1,000 followers, and now I think it's like at over 3,000. So yeah, it's been just moving fast.
Now, do you have a set time that you do your whatnots, or is it something you just schedule as you go?
Every day I do them at 8:30, but right now the way it is, I could go live during the day and it picks up because you get 10 people and in a few minutes you get 15 people and it starts building up. You just have to retain the audience, and before you know, you get 30, 40 people in your show in 10 minutes, and you just got to keep going. You can't quit either, because my first WhatNot shows were tough.
Hello, Susie. Good morning. Hello and welcome. And Lisa. Hello. Good morning and welcome. And Jules. Hello. Good morning and welcome. So if you have any questions about WhatNot and you're thinking about getting into it and you got that little nervousness about not knowing what to do, here's a perfect place for you to go ahead and start asking questions. I did want to bring something different each week. Robert came up with one day he was off. And we'll talk. I was bringing this up to the chat. And he said, why don't you call it WhatNot Wednesdays? So that's why I wanted to set Wednesday for WhatNot. So I do have a few questions to start it off, and then maybe those who have questions can start asking after that. My very first question, and I'm going to change the format here real quick. I'm going to do this. For example, say somebody wants to get into it. Now, I know when they first started, from what I heard, you had to apply. Then you had to go through the procedures. Is that still the case? And is it a little bit easier for people to get onto WhatNot when it comes to that procedure? Hello, Lila Debbie.
Yeah, when you apply, they either ask for your social media or maybe a video of your inventory or photos of your inventory, or you could put your eBay store. If your eBay store, say, has a bad feedback or something, or it's not a strong eBay store, then maybe don't put that. Just put pictures of your inventory. And it could take, when I applied the first time, it was weeks and I didn't hear no response. So then I reapplied again, and they approved it the next day. So if you don't hear back, maybe reach out to another seller. And I heard if another seller recommends you, then it speeds along the process. But yeah, it's pretty easy to get on there to sell. And it's the onboarding, it's just they explain how it works. But yeah, if any questions, you could always reach out to me or anything like that. But yeah, I recommend it for a seller. You just don't give up on the first shows, because yeah, my first 2 shows, I didn't sell anything except one comic book, and that was just probably somebody that was just buying to support me.
Well, out of curiosity, when you do that, are there certain categories that you can get into? From what I understand, you can apply for one category, but you have to do that on your first auction. Then you can change it. What is the procedure for that?
It's switched now. It used to be like that you applied for one category, you did your first show in that category, then after you could sell in any category. But what I understand now is once you apply, you could just sell in any category from the first show.
Oh, okay.
But they have so many new categories now. I'm seeing every other day a new category popping up on WhatNot.
All right, Glams has a question, and it says, good morning, Anthony. Do you still sell the great high-end makeup? Do you sell that on WhatNot?
I do. About a month or 2 ago, I just got a deal where I picked up, I think it was like 11,000 pieces of high-end makeup. I've been listing that on eBay because that kind of just sells itself. But I done 2 makeup shows on WhatNot to try it out. They did okay. They're asking for more, but the makeup is kind of takes its time because I got to show all the items. I do sports cards every day because it goes pretty quick. It's 15-second timers I do, and I start everything at $2 and let the chat bid it up.
All right, Jules has a question. How long till you get more than a few people in your show?
Start off with a giveaway when you start the show because that opens the giveaway. They used to stay open the giveaway until you hit the run. Now it's 5-minute timer. So I think WhatNot sends out an alert. So when the giveaway is open, it's sending out an alert to let people know, and then you could get people in your show. So before the show even starts, you could, just by having the giveaway open, you could get 20, 30, even 40 people in there. And during those 5 minutes, you could chat it up with them and keep them there to sell your items. So yeah, I would start off with a giveaway. It's maybe a little trick I learned. And it doesn't have to be something big. It's just to get the audience in there. And then you put the option when you start the giveaway that they have to follow you. So you build up your following also that way.
All right. Shopper on the Low has a question for you. Do you have to show your face on WhatNot?
You don't have to show your face. What I do is I have my little phone stand, and I just use a regular phone stand like this right up front. And then I just press the front camera to chat it up a little bit with them. And then the whole time it's mostly just showing my hands with the phone. And that's it, just right in front of the phone. But you don't have to show your face. If you feel comfortable, you could. But you get used to it because at first I was nervous being on camera and everything like that. But YouTube helped. Being on YouTube for the past year, it helped me a lot being on camera.
Lisa says, I did application yesterday and I have chat with them booked for tomorrow morning. That is quick.
Oh, you see? That's pretty nice.
Yeah, because people were saying it took 7 to 10 days, maybe 14 days before they even heard back from them when they applied. So they've come a long way already since they started. Claudia, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Great to see you, Anthony. So yeah, if you have any questions about WhatNot, feel free to ask in the chat. You can either put the big large Q with my name at, or just make sure you put the word question in a capital letters so I can definitely catch your question. So my next question is something that is my pet peeve. I started watching the WhatNots from those at the beginning when it first started. My pet peeve is I am out of there within the first 5 minutes because of this music that they play very loudly while trying to talk. What is the logistics about that and why they do that? And
the music, I think the music you have to choose wisely. The music is a big factor, I think. I play old rock music. It's what the chat likes. They always compliment the music. There's some people, you have to use sometimes common sense. Nothing against rap music, but rap music doesn't work. I already know, it's just common sense. You put good music on, not too loud either, so they could hear. Also, the lighting, there's a lot of factors. Fast timers. People don't want to wait 2 minutes per item. You just got to be sometimes quick, but you get faster with time of doing the shows. But yeah, the music, not too loud, and yeah, pick the music wisely because some people, it will kill the audience.
All right, Christy says, I wonder if I could use some tactics from WhatNot to enhance my YouTube sales when I get up and going.
You could help. It could bring people from WhatNot to your YouTube show because WhatNot does the advertising for you. When I started WhatNot, I didn't bring pretty much, maybe not even a handful of people from YouTube because I have the YouTube auction that got about 40 people in there, but only a handful come to my WhatNot. But WhatNot, every time I do a show, I have new buyers, and it highlights that and lets you know that you got a new buyer. So you could always bring new people from there to YouTube. It works out. But once you're on WhatNot, you start to see the difference. And there's different items to sell on WhatNot, different items to sell on eBay, different items to sell on YouTube. Some items you sell at flea markets. You start to learn all of that with time.
Lisa has a question. How long is an average show?
I do 2 hours. I go on at 8. From 10 to 10:30, I'm done. So
I think he's frozen.
about 2 hours, 50 lots, and I'm done in an hour. But I do 15-second timers. But every time, since I don't do it's called sudden death. Sudden death is where once it gets down to 0 seconds, it just final sale. When you leave the regular auctions, every time somebody bids, it throws 10-second timer back on the clock. So if it gets a bid at 3 seconds, it goes back from 10, 9, 8. So the more bids you get, the longer you're on if you keep it that way. But yeah, I run 50 to 100 lots every day in an hour to 2 hours. And on YouTube, the 40 to 50 lots would take me 4 hours. But it's just the time, the payment methods. Everything's faster because no invoicing. It's just has its pros, has its cons, but I like it a lot.
Now, my next question with that one is, I know from what I'm hearing, there's different feedback in reference to the shipping cost. How is that now when you purchase multiple items in that same auction? How is the charging of the shipping working?
Oh, the first item you purchase from a seller, say it's an item maybe 12 to 16 ounces, 12 to 15 ounces, first class mail. The first shipping cost would probably be about $5, but after that, it's only going to charge you 50 cents an item or order. And you get discounted once after the second item you buy, or after the first item you buy, you get a big discount on the next ones. But once you buy that first item, you could click on the shipping when the next item is up running, and it would tell you what that cost is going to be for that item, depending on what the seller put in for the weight of that item. So
hello, good morning and welcome, Renee. Now, my next question is, when you're setting up for your WhatNot auctions, what does that entail and how long does it take you to usually set up for your auctions when you get ready for WhatNot?
Well, me, I'm kind of a simple person when it comes to things like that. I use what I got to make it work. And up to not even a week ago, I just used to have a box lid flipped over with my phone stand and like a rinky-dink looking setup. And then the chat started getting on me like, oh, why don't you do this, do that? So then now I put a little background with my computer screen, and I have some NBA highlights or baseball highlights playing in the background so they could watch. And I have a picture frame as my instead of a box, I have a little picture frame, a basketball game and going on. And a customer made me these card stands at his job, and a few more, and he sent them in to me so I could have real card stands, because I would just use whatever. And I would get, well, I still do. I get 40 to 50 people in the show, but I would just have whatever and get it done. But it doesn't take long, because my lots, what I do is I get sports cards. And since I don't know about sports cards, I just make random stacks, little stacks, few cards, some more, some less. And I start them at 2 and let the chat bid it up. But maybe it takes me about 30 minutes to an hour, because I don't put the items in one by one, because I did that on my first show where I would put item 1, let's say Mark McGuire, this card, that card. And then I would do 50 of those. And then when I was done, I was thinking, this is the same as listing on eBay. I might as well just list them on eBay if I'm going to put all this info and description and pictures in. Right. So what I do is I just put lot, and then I put quantity 50. And then what it does is it puts lot 1 through 50 on a list. And then when I sell lot 1 on that card, I write lot 1. When I sell lot 2, I write lot 2 on that item. And then say Joe bought lot 3, 5, 6. When I'm done with my show, I just put order 3, 5, 6 together and send it to Joe. So yeah, I don't put each item with the descriptions. But recently, WhatNot has it where you could go back and watch your video. So if you have a question about an order, you can just go back and watch the video to make sure there's no mistakes before you package up the item.
Okay. And Vintage Memory says, learning more, learn that you should be buying at least 2 items to get your money's worth.
Exactly. I always recommend it so it averages down the shipping to a big average down.
So what makes you determine how you're going to do your lots as far as, because I know recently you had purchased a large sports cards lot. So how do you determine, do you research before you put them together?
No, I tell the chat the only reason I'm able to sell like this is because I don't pay per card. I pay per, I bought 100 boxes. I buy another 50 boxes. And these are boxes that are 2,000, 3,000, up to 5,000 cards in each box. And I say it would take too long to look up each card. And since I'm not a sports guy and I'm not into cards, I look at them like I bought it for this much, I sell it for this much, more of a business end than a collector. Because somebody would look and be like, oh, this guy's a Michael Jordan, a LeBron, and they would want to look it up. But and that's what my chat likes about me. They know I'm not into cards, and they know I don't look up the stuff. And I already been with them for a few months, and they already, I guess, built a trust. And I start everything at $2. And a lot of people be scared to do that. But I say, try it, but make sure the chat is there. And maybe on my first shows with cards, I gave more than I should have, but it's at the end, it pays off because I could go live anytime and I sell every day the 50, the 100 lots. And every 15 seconds they stay running. But yeah, I don't look up the cards and I tell the chat too, like, I'm happy you guys do good, but sometimes they're like, oh, that lot just went for $10. That was a $25 card in there. It's like, when you tell me that, I'm going to want to start looking up this stuff. Yeah. Just keep the blessing and we keep it moving. Exactly. I just look at like whatever it is, a piece of card, a piece of paper. Right. I like silver. If this was silver, I wouldn't be selling it. But then again, I wouldn't have this much silver because I wouldn't go buy this much silver to resell. Yeah. But
that's so true. So if you have any questions about WhatNot, please feel free to ask in the chat. This is all in reference to wanting to know more about WhatNot. I know it is, I guess, about a year now or more that it's been around?
It's been around. I heard it's been around a long time, but for Funkos, but just, it seems like the last 6 months is when it's really starting to pick up.
Blown up, yeah.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of sellers on there. It seems like it's picking up. And just whenever you're gonna do your first show, just keep doing it. Because my first day I did one show. I tried comic books 6 months ago. I didn't sell 2 comics only. And then I took an hour break. The same day I did another show. I tried cards, not one sale of cards. I took another break and I said, you know what, let me try silver because I have a little silver collection. I went on and did silver. Next thing you know, I had like 50 people in there because silver is, maybe you turn it on and there's 5-10 silver shows right now live. You go turn on comics, there's probably over 100 sellers selling comics now. Cards over 100. So cards, there's certain categories that are tough sellers on WhatNot.
Hello, Baltimore. Baltimore has a question. Did WhatNot send you a 1099?
To be honest, I haven't received an email from WhatNot or any. I haven't have to look into that because I did sell on last year. So I mean, I'm gonna have to check into that. I know PayPal and eBay, I got emails already.
You may have to check your account.
No, yeah, I'm gonna have to go look. They haven't emailed me, but they're gonna send me something.
Usually you have to have it out by the January 31st.
Yeah.
So you may have to check your email or your account maybe.
But the thing is also when you sell on WhatNot, every time you make a sale, they send you an email, or every time you print a label, they send you an email. So it just floods my whole email with nothing but WhatNot stuff. So yeah,
I gotta have it in your account then. So my next question is, when you're doing the WhatNot sales, how do you keep track of who bought what lots? I know that I've heard people say that they get these invoices or whatever automatically for the customer, but how does that work for you in reference to getting them together for the customers?
Well, let me see. I don't know if you see on the table right there, those are all my orders from yesterday that I got to put together. What I do first is I'll look at WhatNot puts them all in order for you, who bought what. So I'll look at one buyer's orders of what he got. And maybe he got order 55, 59, and 60, those lot numbers. So on this lot right here, this stack of cards, I got 55 on it. So I would put the 55 and the rest of his lots all together. And then I would print the label. And it gives you the option right there when you print the label to change the weight if you have to edit it. WhatNot hasn't, I don't think WhatNot, well, they had to catch on to it already, but they haven't said anything yet because you could actually change the weight to more. But WhatNot has to be eating the cost because they're not charging the buyer. They're not charging the seller. So if the weight is off a little and they haven't said anything, but I think because they're still trying to grow, they're not like saying nothing, but eventually you're going to have to maybe make sure the weights are right. But that's why I usually do my lots 3 ounces each 3 to like 8 ounces each, so the weight stays the same about. But yeah, I have like saved this lot right here, lot 7. I just write a 7 on it because it's a lot easier to just put lot when you're setting the show up. You put lot and then just put quantity of as many lots you want to do, and then you just match them up. So yeah, see, I got 19. I just have them all spread out. I put this table behind me, and I just do the shows like this. But I've done up to 150 lots in one show.
Deborah says that WhatNot has a third-party company doing the 1099s.
Okay. No, they probably, hopefully they
probably would mail it to you, but that should have been done by January 31st.
No, yeah, that's weird. I didn't even think about it. I forgot because I'm in no rush to do my taxes. I always have
Sailor
to pay.
Stacker. If you have any questions about WhatNot, ask in the chat. That's what we're here for, to learn about WhatNot. So when you're doing your WhatNots, I know you said earlier something about they advertise for you. How do you get your name out there if you're just starting out and doing the WhatNot? How do you get to advertise for your show?
I would just say go on every day, maybe be consistent, try out different times, because you could always turn it on and see who's on, see who pops up. There's always somebody maybe in that category browsing. And I have like not a loophole. What I do is, instead of doing my card shows in the card category, I do them in the estate section. So when you go to the estate section, a lot of people do look for cards, so they see my card show. When you go to the cards category, there's so many that are live, it's harder to stand out. But yeah, so you find little tricks, little things that could work for you. But I would always just be consistent every day, jump on I'm on every day. And you start to get addicted to it because you could go on and sell 20, 30 lots real fast. And I put it on Instagram sometimes. I don't promote like I should, but all of that helps also promoting, letting everybody know. And WhatNot does you don't have to buy anything to enter the giveaways. I won a giveaway yesterday just by being in someone's chat, a Funko. So yeah, some people just bounce around for giveaways. It's fun just to watch. I watch shows all day. That's how you learn also. Success leaves clues. I watch a lot of shows to see what works and what doesn't work.
What is the best time to sell for your category?
I like 8:30 Eastern.
That's PM, correct?
Yeah, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, because it gives everybody maybe on the West Coast get out of work at 5. Maybe they could jump on. When you're on the East Coast, they still have an hour or two maybe before they go to sleep, or an hour. So I also used to like Sundays at maybe 3 p.m. A neutral time. But so I heard sometimes the middle of the nights people go on and sell and they do good with cards, but it all depends. Once if you have good music and you chat it up with the chat real good, you can retain the audience because people come and go. You see people joining every minute. And you could just build up the chat. Before you know it, you could have 20 people in there. And it only takes 2 bidders, and you could do good.
All right, Renee has a question. As a frequent buyer on WhatNot, I like more descriptions of the item in the list, because I will go and look up that auction list and see what the pictures to know what lot numbers I may be interested in buying. So do you put a lot in your descriptions for your items that you're bringing on with the lots? I'm assuming
no.
Okay.
I don't do that for that reason, because maybe the buyer sees the item they want, they buy it, then they leave. My lots are random, so they have to pretty much stay and keep them guessing what comes up. So maybe because I think when people put all the pictures, all the items, they could say run this lot, that lot, and then they're out. So at least this way it keeps them going. But it's already since my lots with the cards are so random, it kind of just sticks. The people just stay to watch. But I don't do that with the descriptions. I give full descriptions on the condition and to let them know if I see anything with it. But yeah, because that also takes a lot of time to write all those descriptions. And the way I look at it is, if you're going to write all of that and take pictures and do all that, why not just go list it on eBay?
Right. Auntie Mama, have a great day and don't work too hard. And thank you for joining us in the morning show.
So a lot of sellers do. I watch Pirate. Pirate does it for all his. He puts all the descriptions and pictures. It's good to do because the buyer can do research before and they could tell other people about the item that's going to be coming up for the show. So it's good also to do.
So do they recommend you do because from what I'm understanding, when you do your lots to where when you're on somebody's auction for whatnot, from what I've seen so far, on the auction list, there's auctions, buy it nows, giveaways, and I forgot what else. But on the auction side, so you don't have to list it in order that you're going to be showing with your picture and description?
No, you could go to the store and you could actually click on it and run out of the order and run each one. Because I know during certain auctions, they put requests and they ask for certain lot numbers, and then you could just run them out of order like that. But mine, I just keep it lot 1 through 50, run next, and just keep clicking next on mine, and it just keeps it going real quick.
Renee says that most sellers won't run stuff out of order. Thanks. Disagreeing knowing what is coming. Thanks. Disagreeing knowing what is coming up next is to keep them in the stream.
Yeah, some sellers won't do that. Some sellers will take requests, have somebody working with them, writing down all the lot numbers and running like that. But yeah, some won't. They'll just run in order to keep it also, maybe from them making mistakes or anything like that. But no, I totally understand with that.
Hello, good morning, and welcome, Ryan. So whenever you're doing your lots, though, you don't have to. So don't you have to take pictures and list certain things about your lots, though?
Say for example, you had a box of brooches you wanted to sell one by one. You could just go on and put in brooches and put quantity 100, and then you now have a list of 100 different brooches, 1 through 100 in order, and you would just go brooch 1, show that one item, start the timer maybe 30 seconds and the starting price, and hit run. And then when that one sells, you just put 1 on it and put it to the side. And then when you go to your next one, you just broach number 2, show that one, and do the same, run next. And since you have the same 30-second timers, and you just do that all the way to lot 100, and you could sell 100 brooches in 100 lots just like that. And I always recommend, don't start at $1. Start at $2, because if you start at $1 and say the item does sell for $1, they're going to take 30 cents per transaction. So that's already 70. You only have 70 cents left, then minus the fee. So you're going to only have then about 50 cents left, 55 cents out of that $1. So it almost comes out to 50% fees when you sell an item at $1. So I start at $2 just in case the item does sell for $2. And it's only cards I'm selling, so I'm not really worried about it. But yeah, sometimes start higher, but give a few items a try. Trust the chat sometimes. It only takes 2 bidders. You could have 10 people in there and they'll bid an item up.
Renee says typing a few words of the description is not as time consuming as 40 items. So item specifics like on eBay.
Oh no, it depends. It depends if you're doing 100 lots every day. It all depends on how much you value your time. That's all it comes down to. Yeah, it's a lot easier than 40 than on eBay. On eBay, I would list 100, 150 items a day. At my eBay, I have like almost 13,000 all positive feedback. I would list. eBay was my thing, but I would have always like 3,000, 4,000 listings up. Yeah, eBay, wow. It's time consuming. It all depends on how you value it. Now I jump on an hour, 2 hours, 100 lots, 50 lots, and it's real fast. The packing is what takes me a little time.
So Renee says, I also need the picture to know what I am paying for. Wouldn't that be an ideal thing to put some type of picture with your list when you're doing your list?
There's an option. The seller has to know how to do it though. When the item is sold, it takes a screenshot. So when you go to that order, it has an actual screenshot of whatever was on the screen at that moment of sold. Okay. Yeah, there's an option. You got to run through the computer though, not on the phone. I think I used to do that. But it all depends with trust, because I have I got all positive feedback on there. If you have to see also, you can take a screenshot also with the phone, but it all depends also.
So whenever you're doing your auctions like that, I know from what I'm hearing, there's no way you can go back and rewatch somebody's whatnot. Did they change that?
You could now. Yeah, that's new. Now you could go back and watch the past videos, and you could check the views. And now Whatnot even has like seller analytics, like on YouTube, where you could go back and see all the breakdowns of all your viewers, what show had the most. You could put a custom calendar and go back and see what buyers bought the most items. You can see a lot of stuff now on there. And this is all new.
Did they do this for all your videos that you've already done in the past as well, or just now?
Up to I could check. It's probably up to like the last 3 weeks. I think you could go back and see now. But now it just records each one. But you could hide them if you don't want people to watch them.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm not seeing any other much questions coming through the chat. So what I'm going to do is I want you to give those in the chat maybe a couple of pointers on what to think about when wanting to get into doing Whatnot, and what would be some of the pointers that you would let them know to think about it when they do decide to go into Whatnot.
I think the main thing is you think of the reason why you're going on Whatnot. If it's either for buying or selling, if it's for buying, you could get some good deals because you could buy there and sell in other platforms. It works. Selling, if you're going to sell on there, just look at all the factors, a lot of things, the thumbnails, the icon pictures, the background music, and just watch a lot of shows. Watch what shows work and see what shows are not working, see maybe why they're not working. Ask questions. And I'm into, if you see someone's doing something, I'm not ashamed ever to copy, but put your little twist to it, because success leaves clues. You see what works out there.
Renee says, before you, the seller, can rewatch the video, can the buyer go back and rewatch?
Yes. You could go to the you could go to my seller page where it has all my reviews, and you could go to the tab over and you could click on past shows, and you could watch the past shows. And there's even a little tab there that says clips, where a buyer could clip a little section of my video and make a note and put it there. And I seen somebody put a clip the other day of someone's show where someone did a mistake, and they, I guess, like called him out. And now on his little section of the clips, you could see what somebody put there. So they have that also. You could take little videos of people's and record it.
Oh,
and
cool.
They have the past shows tab also.
Now, Laura would like to know, do you get pre-bids?
No, because the people don't know what they're bidding on until I show it. And to be honest, I don't even know what they're bidding on until I show it. Yeah, because it's all random cards I sell. Let me show you, for example. It's I get boxes like I'm right here. I get boxes like this that are just full of cards.
Wow.
All in plastic cases. About a week ago, I picked up 100. 80 of them were this size, and another 20 were different larger sizes. But every other month, I get different card collections like this. And since I don't pay per item, and it would take so long to look up each card, yeah, I just sell them like that. Yeah, and it goes pretty good. I trust the chat. I started $2 and 15-second timers. And if they see something nice, they bid it up, and the chat knows. I learned so much about cards the past 4 months, a lot of different rookies, stuff. I'm not a card person. I do it more of the business end. And a lot of it's 90% business, 10% talent. And I'm not a talented person with cards, but I'm a business person and a hard worker. And you just got to put in the time.
All right, now, Jules has a two-part question. Do you sell cheaper on Whatnot than what you sell on eBay, and profits are small, or profits smaller on Whatnot?
No, profits on cards are so good because the quantity in the boxes. So say they sold me 100 boxes at $100 a box. That's $10,000. But say you do a show, you get 50 lots, $10 a lot. That's $500 fast. I'm real good with numbers, and I do a lot of $10, $20 lots. So you do 50 of those a day. That's $50, $20 lots a day is $1,000 a day. So you can make back that $10,000 in 10 days. And, so the cards are real good profits. The silver is good profits with jewelry. Also, I noticed with rings, because on YouTube, I would do good with rings. I would sell a lot of silver rings on YouTube. But the last 2 months probably I haven't done my YouTube auction. I've been slacking on that, but I want to get back onto it. What type of cards? Sports? It's non-sports and sports, and it's all mixed. There's so much promo cards and so many different cards of Marvel and non-sports that I never even heard of. And it's fun to look through because I'm not a sports person, but the non-sports is what I like. But it goes good every day. The chat builds up, and I love WhatNot. Yeah, WhatNot is pretty good.
Cheryl, hello, good morning, and welcome. She has a question. For those that are doing a $1 starting bid, how are they making money if the bids don't really go high?
They're losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, $1 starts are the worst. I don't recommend it to nobody because they take the 30 cents per transaction like PayPal does, plus the like the 13% fee. So on that dollar, it really comes out to about 45% fee they're taking out of there, almost half.
Wow.
So yeah, that's no good. And that won't last probably too long if they do shows like that, depending on where they get their items. If they buy it in a storage unit or something like that, and they're getting $1, $2 an item, they may keep trying and trying, but you just can't give up on it either. You got to just see what works. I always watch other shows. That's what I do. I watch everybody's show. See, I'm in the background just watching.
I got to take a picture of this because we just got ourselves a new member. Thank you very much, Sailor Stacker, for purchasing a membership to Tina Sawgrass, which I just realized she's in the chat.
I raided Bama Pickens chat the other day. I saw he was on there. And you can do a raid now where when you end your show, you send everybody, it automatically sends everybody over there. I don't think he knew who it was when I did it, but I remember him. I remember seeing him on your channel, and I noticed he was on, and I sent a raid over.
Now I have to say something. I'm not sure if he told the story. I know he came on and we mentioned it one day on the morning show. Well, Sailor Stacker, thank you very much. Purchasing all these members for people in the chat. You're so nice. Thank you very much. And I'm not able to see it in the StreamYard, so I can't highlight it, but I see it in the chat. I think from what I understood, though, I'm not sure if he told the story, so I would prefer him to say it on how he got started on WhatNot. So yeah, I'm going to leave that for him to talk about because his was a little bit different than someone else's that you're going through and applying. Johnny, I am always listening. Leslie, thank you so much. I am always listening, chatting, staying busy, but here. Well, thank you, Leslie. Now that one I do see in the chat. At least I think right here. You see, I'm not seeing the gift ones. Yeah. All right, real quick, I want to do this for not only Sailor Stacker and all the new members he just purchased membership for. So let me do this real quick for y'all. Y'all becoming new members thanks to Sailor Stacker. This is for y'all.
Attention, attention, new member. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend and family member of the Kajun Roots Reseller channel. Thank you, thank you.
And also, this is for you, Leslie. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated for the super chat. Let me get that in the chat. If I can find the chat thing here. If I can find right here. Thank you very much, Leslie. And this is for you. The dollars. Let me have it, please. I got the dollars.
Let him have.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it. With no problem. Let him have it. And as Glams calls this, our chair dance. It gets you started, that's for sure. And again, thank you so much, Sailor Stacker, for all those memberships you just purchased. Thank y'all very much. Now, what I'm going to do is at this point, I didn't see any other questions. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's questions into our statements or anything like that. Let's see. I was wondering who did that. That was you, yeah.
And I was going to say also, make sure packing is very important. The people, they're very happy when the item is packed neatly and nice. That's a big thing also.
Yeah. Let's see here. Adam, hello, good morning, and welcome. So what I'm going to get ready to do here is I'm looking to make sure I don't miss any comments or questions about WhatNot in the chat. And if I did, just go ahead and retype it again, please, because this chat is flying. The service got interrupted. He was just going to answer my question. I am in a car repair. Jules had a question earlier. Let me go back to that one because she missed it. What was it? I got them all. Oh, you know what? I got them already stored here. Let me see here. Jules. Oh, yeah, here we go. Jules's question was, do you sell the cheaper on WhatNot than the eBay? That was the question. She had a two-part question. She missed the answer because she was at a repair shop.
Well, from my chat, I'm told that I get more for the item in my auction than items are worth on eBay. I get told things like that. I looked up a few items after sometimes just to see. Sometimes I see an item go for a higher price, so I look it up just to see. And these are sports cards. I'll look it up and I'll see like they'll bid it up more than it goes for on eBay. So, and there's only a few times, but I look them up after just to see, because I see a card go up to 2-3 cards go up to $100, and I'm wondering why. But then I look on eBay and the card's only like $5-10. So it's kind of like, yeah, the cards they go more for on WhatNot, I think. But then again, there's the ones that sneak through that go for $10 that I don't look up, that the cards in there probably $20 each. But eBay, you get more of the true value. If you want the item, what it really goes for, eBay is to get the true price of what it goes for.
Perlini says music really does make a difference on people's purchasing as well.
Exactly.
That's why stores play music physically.
Oh, that is a good point. I didn't even think of that. The music in the stores. I should start playing.
The only thing that I disagree on is when they have the music louder, like for example on WhatNot, they have the music much louder to where you cannot hear what they're saying. That's what I disagree on. My
coin shows, I couldn't speak after because my music was so loud. I guess I would have to yell, but but I keep it quieter now.
Yeah, especially when it's too loud, you may not hear it yourself, and then you're wondering what's going on because nobody can hear you.
I don't know how long that's gonna last with the music, because I don't know how they're able to play music and it stays, But I think maybe in the future, maybe it'll be like YouTube where you can't play music live.
Yeah, I agree with the music. I don't like it to hear it where I want to hear what they're saying. First of all, when it's too loud and you can't hear it, what's the purpose?
No, exactly.
All right, now I did put the link in the chat. It is pinned to the top. If you would like to come on and join us on the panel for things about WhatNot, if you want to be part of the panel for that, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is at the top. I do ask that you please make sure your camera is turned on so I can verify that it is you. I don't remember. I looked after the show. Oh, I'm not sure what that is. Loud music. Yeah, I stopped watching it when I can't hear them and I'm hearing the music more than them. I've actually left within the first 5 minutes of a show starting on WhatNot that I did start watching because I couldn't hear them. So here's the music.
Oh, and another thing also on WhatNot, well, it's probably in selling in general, clean hands. If you're just showing your hands like that, I see some sellers go on and their hands look like they just got out from under a hood working on cars.
Yeah, or in the gardening with the dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're touching people's items, make sure to wash your hands first. Things like little factors, a lot of little small things that are pretty much common sense, but some people maybe it's not common, but a lot of things, because you don't want someone to walk in the show and just be like, not pass an eyeball test or something, see something and make them want to leave, or the music or anything like that. Just keep it simple.
Lisa says, I went to make tea, so I may have missed it. Do you have to play music?
No, you don't have to. A lot of sellers don't play music. I play just older rock music. I'll put on just some type of classic music like that, or some type of rock music, something neutral.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. One of the first things, and it's a habit with me, if I see somebody in person, my first thing is their face or their teeth kind of thing. But when they start talking with their hands and I see dirt in their hands,
you see?
No, that's the first thing I look at.
There's a lot of factors like.
Yeah.
No, that's how it is.
Listen to the man, Anthony. That's right. Yeah. All right. We have somebody joining us on the panel this morning, and let me change the setup here for us. And let's bring on Mark from Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
A lot of people.
Good morning.
On YouTube with yes, I do. I don't buy from them. I'm sorry. I just don't. I asked several times throughout the live if the music is too loud. There you go. Johnny always has. Yeah, I have to. It's just me. Sometimes I think I wash my hands too much. Yeah, just a little bit of something under my nails. I'm already
No,
clean.
it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
So what you got going over there, Mark?
Well, Michael's off today, and he's upstairs, and we're having a discussion. Anthony,
Yes.
convince me to start WhatNot.
To start WhatNot. Well,
Yes.
WhatNot, once you do it, and from a seller's point of view, I'd say it's the best thing for a seller. I hate to say, the only bad thing is it will make you, not that it'll make you stop wanting to do the YouTube auctions, but you'll be on WhatNot because you could jump on and sell anytime. Sometimes on YouTube, you got someone else selling at the same time as you, so maybe you don't want to go on and sell at the same time. If you want to go on at 1 in the morning and sell 20 lots, you could go on at 1 in the morning and sell 20 lots. So it gives you that freedom also to sell whenever, and the time, because it would take me 4 hours to run 40 lots every Friday. And I run 50 lots in an hour every day now.
Wow.
So it's the best thing for a reseller, but it will not make you, but some people, they stick with YouTube still. I know a couple sellers that jumped over and they do both now, but it's pretty good. I enjoy it. You build the community. I know 2 girls on there. I don't know if you know them from YouTube, Treasure Hustlers. They sell brooches and costume jewelry and things like that, and they have built a following, and they're doing well on there, and I recommend it. Even if it's tough at first, and stick with it, just consistency every day, do a little show, even if it's 20 lots, and just go on and chat it up. And I recommend it. I say it's the best thing for a reseller. And it's also the best thing for sourcing too, because it puts you, it's like networking. It puts you in connections with so many people around the United States that sell. And I met so many connections to buy jewelry. Like it's wild. You meet people that from these little towns that have these collections, and it just connects you so much with different sellers, because YouTube's its own community, but then you get to all these other bigger, because on WhatNot they have the coin community. They have, just like on here, they have all these little ones, and it's just networking. But it's just you watch other shows, and some people, they have it's different crowds, and you're finding your own crowd in there, and what you build your own chat. That's why sometimes when I raid other people's chat and I send everybody there, they can't hold it, because what I built is they come to see me, but you build the people to come to see you, and whatever the category is, they're making new categories every other day, I see, and I recommend it. You have different multiple incomes. You can still do YouTube. You got your eBay. You got your items for your yard sales. You got your items for WhatNot, and or if it's once a week you do a show, you just be consistent with that once a week. And I think already having the YouTube community, you could already bring enough people to have a show, and it's worth a try. And even just to go on and watch shows to source, even if you wanted to find stuff to sell on YouTube, because I would sell a lot of stuff from there on YouTube and vice versa with certain things before I started doing the cards a few months back.
So whenever you set up, like right now, you can do it whenever you want, but is it that when you first do your first one, you have to do it within so long after you've gotten only approved, and set that up automatically after you've been approved?
Yes, and when I did my orientation, I set up my first show. I rescheduled it twice, and once I rescheduled it and I finally did it, I was saying to myself, why did I do that? I waited a month to do the show, and once I got on, I was so happy. I was like, man, this is the best thing. Why did I reschedule it, and my orientation rescheduled and put it off when I heard about it a few months ago, and I put it off for a couple of months. And then it's like, now I'm loving it, because my my eBay money, I just stack it up there, because I sell makeup, high-end makeup on eBay. So that I just put to the side. I pretty much just, the card money is my WhatNot is what I live off of, and I do good with WhatNot. It's because $10 lots, 50 of them, you can make $500 every day. You do that every day for the month, that's $15,000. So, and it's only taking an hour out your day of selling to do 50 lots. Because if you do 30-second timers, because it adds the 10 seconds. Once it gets less than 10 seconds and you get a bid, it adds the 1098 back on. You get a bid, 1098 back on. And then you don't have to start everything at $1, $2, $3. You can start at $10. Some people put a table, just like you have the shelves in the back, and you could just show with the phone, and they could say, run that item, and you don't have to have it preloaded in the store like vase or brooch. You could have just lot number 1, and we could run this item as lot number 1 because they're interested in it live right now. And you just put the price you want to start it, and you can sell that right now. And it's pretty fast. And it's pretty fast and easy. And any questions, I'm here, and I recommend it.
John just said too. He said he noticed that you can be very flexible because his last auctions, basically, he was pulling stuff to fill in his auction. Lisa has a question. On WhatNot, do you have to use a specific copyright platform for the music you are playing in the background?
As of now, they haven't said anything, but I think in the future, they're going to crack down on that. I just think it's a new company. They're probably getting letters from music people to stop playing their music left and right. But I think in the future, they're going to say to stop that, because if YouTube can't play music live on these lives, I don't understand how they could. But I just think it's like if I open a restaurant and I call it McDonald's, it's going to do good for a month until McDonald's says, hey, stop doing that. So they're just trying to do it, I think, until the big music people say, hey, how are you playing? Because some people play movies in the background of their lives. So you're watching an actual movie live. That can't go on for so long, you know?
Right.
But it's a lot of things. They're probably just because it's a new company. But you could play the music, but I don't think in reality you're not allowed to really, because if say that artist came and told me, Anthony, stop playing my music, I would have to probably stop.
Correct.
You know, but
y'all making me want to do WhatNot.
I'll be the first one.
I've done 3 shows in one day. Go do 50 lots, take a break, go do another 50 lots, because you get addicted. Well, I guess you get addicted to I'm addicted to selling. I'm more of a seller than a buyer. But
I'll be the first one to admit it. We haven't even watched WhatNot. Yeah, we've heard pros and cons. I want to go back. And is this possible? Can I go back and watch Bama's WhatNot that he did Sunday?
Yes, you could. If he has it set to public and he doesn't, because you could actually hide it like on YouTube if you don't want someone to watch it, but you could go to his like homepage where it has his reviews and his future shows. To the right, there's a tab that says past shows, and they'll have all the past shows from like the past month. I think they recently started doing the recordings.
So he has to have that set up to be able to see it for somebody else to go back and watch it.
Well, set up not to see it. It automatically puts it.
Oh, okay.
So he would have to go put it so he wouldn't be able to see it. But it most likely is there if he didn't change any settings.
Ray said that I've talked to my WhatNot rep, and they said that you can play the music as long as it's copyright-free music.
You see? So there's a lot of sellers that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And they're just having cracked down on it because none of the music is not copyright free that everybody plays.
I have to say it because that brings my next question. Whenever you're doing your WhatNots, after you start and you have your on board, do you get that same a rep that follows you through, that if you have questions like what Ray was saying, that you can just call?
No, I don't know anybody to call from WhatNot or to speak to.
Question, adding 10 seconds on after a bid, is that optional in the settings? I see some win auctions that don't do that.
It's automatic that it does it, but you could put an option called sudden death. So when you're setting that, when you're about to run that listing, or you're about to add the price in or the time, there's a little thing you could check off, and it has, I think, a little skull next to it. You just check that off and it'll run it as sudden death. So as soon as it gets down to 0 seconds, it's sold. I asked the chat if they like that. I've done maybe 2-3 lots with that option on. My chat says they don't like it because they always end up bidding more than they should because they want to make sure they have it. So they just throw out a higher number on the item. But I leave it where it adds the 10 seconds. So it just keeps the 10-second countdown all the way down to a final sale.
I have a video on your I have a video on our YouTube from our first show. Now, I've seen some people have done like a WhatNot auction, and on the YouTube, they even have it behind the scenes while they're live playing on YouTube. Have you thought of doing that?
I thought about that. I've thought about it because I'm trying to think of different things to do for my YouTube channel to keep it going. I thought about maybe unboxing videos of what I'm going to sell that day. But I did one of those, but then I said, never mind, because it kind of messed with me a little with when we were doing unboxing. They're telling me prices of cards, and then I see what I'm getting for them. So then I'm like, no, I'd rather not know.
Right.
So yeah, I thought about doing the recording on the background. I see Tina saying to talk about the WhatNot community support. It's a big community in there. It's getting bigger. Everybody seems to know everybody. Maybe like YouTube. A lot of people, you go to different channels, they see your name in the chat, they know who you are, but you start to put faces to the names. But yeah, it's a nice community. I started with the coin community. I found out there's a makeup community. I've done 2 makeup shows on there selling makeup. So there's a whole makeup community. It's pretty good support on there. Tina's on there also. It's just a lot of people have been jumping over to WhatNot. A lot of bigger channels, but the bigger channels, they get paid from WhatNot to sell on there.
Wow.
So they got incentives, but on their first show, they'll have 100, 200, 350 people I've seen on some of their shows, but it's because they bring the following from the big YouTube channels over.
Right.
But yeah, Tina was my first purchase. She bought, when I said the comic book, she was the first purchase on my WhatNot show to buy a comic book from me. And I think that was her and Jabby were my only 2 comic book sales. Yeah, it was my first WhatNot shows, no sales. They were tough. But now I built something, I could turn it on and there's 40, 50 people in there every time I go live. So it's easy, not easy to build, but you can build it fast. You just have to put consistency in just every day. Maybe not every day, but every other day, or show up in the chat so they see you, just like YouTube. You just have to put the time in. And with the raid option, that's something real big now. Because to be able to send your chat directly to someone else's chat is they're smart for doing that.
Tina would like you to talk about the estate sale umbrella category.
The estate sale, that's where I sell my cards at. That's kind of like a little loophole I found, that instead of going to the card category where there's like 100 card shows live, I do it in the estate section where there's maybe 4 people doing cards. But you could not say the first one, but I already been doing the cards in there for like 4 or 5 months. Now it seems like there's a lot of people trying to do cards in the estate section. And a lot of people, it's all, how do you put it? Mine does good, but a lot of people do it. But it's just I think because I do it every day. That's why it built up the way it did, because it's tough at first. I see a lot of shows and they're tough. It's not easy. It's not just thinking you're going to jump on and automatically 40, 50. It's kind of what I thought about YouTube. I thought you just make a YouTube channel, go live, and all of a sudden everybody pops up to the auction. But it's like time. Yeah, I thought that's how it was.
Right.
And yeah, it wasn't like that at all.
Laura wants to know, how is customer service? Can you email someone at WhatNot if help is needed?
Yes, they message right back. They even removed a feedback. I had a buyer upset. It was an older man. He was just upset because I didn't have old hockey cards. And I told him if I had old hockey, I would sell them. I just don't have any. And he was upset, and he wrote me a bad feedback because I didn't have old hockey. But they removed it because they saw it was something, it wasn't about me selling. It was just him upset about something I had no control over. Correct. So they took care of that right away. And they're there. The support's there right away. If there's a problem with a shipping label doesn't print out, or the weight, you need to change something, they'll change it right away. It seems like they're trying to build something. I think if they had a different name, they would be a more known company. The name WhatNot kind of throws people off, I think. But I think there's a lot of live. I heard Poshmark is doing live now also. And maybe eBay is going to be doing live. So I guess a lot of people are jumping on the live auction thing.
John says, smile, bless them, and walk them. Hello, Peddling Profits. If I missed you, I'm sorry because the chat is flying. But if you have any questions, please make sure you do ask. We'll be doing this every Wednesday, by the way, starting today. So if you have any questions, if you missed it today, please make sure you do ask. Bring your questions on every week. It'll keep it going. Go ahead.
And I was going to tell Mark too, guys. It was instant payments is a good thing also on there, because I don't know how on YouTube some people do invoicing and you have to wait. So at least everything is convenient with that. And the shipping, you don't have to worry about the shipping. It's paid by the buyer. So in the labels, it's pretty much like PayPal. You just go to the order and hit print, and it's pretty simple. Everything it works out. I say try it. You don't lose anything by not trying. Worst case, you're in the same spot you're in the same spot now before trying, So
because we've never even watched a WhatNot sale.
I already admitted that.
Yeah, watch.
Well, I was upstairs cleaning my fingernails.
Watch a bunch of them. Just watch some so you can see, because maybe one show you're watching is like, oh, it doesn't seem like it's too active. It's going too well. Watch a bunch of them and you can see what works, and check out those categories. But yeah, I recommend it. It's pretty good.
Well, I assumed that, but I had to jump on and say, Anthony, convince me.
No,
it's not like I don't have other things going on.
No, it would. Well, no, I don't want to say it's gonna make. It made me stop the YouTube auction. I hate to say, but
but I know profit wise, once you get a following and you're selling in huge lots like you do, you can make a profit that way. But what do you have any kind of a problem? I have a problem not having that interaction with the people that are in my shows.
That's
because that's kind of my thing.
No, that's what I was gonna say. You got to see what works for you. That's the whole YouTube thing is more of that. So that's what if it you like the YouTube thing like that, you do both then, you know what I mean? But you could bring that over there too. You could have the interaction, because there's a couple of YouTubers that they have brought a lot of their people over there, and they still have kind of the same feel as their YouTube channel. So you could have it over there also. And the chat, you could have everybody. It's pretty much the same thing you could have over there. But I see.
Michael, Anthony, you don't know my husband, Michael. He doesn't shut up.
You're not. Well, no.
You know what? I spend my entire life buffering between Mark and angry comments people are making on our show. And washing my hands.
No, the comments. Yeah, I get some comments in mine too. So my chat, sometimes they get on my nerves sometimes, but it's it's how it is. Sometimes I try to ignore the comments in the chat.
So my next question is, on WhatNot, can you do an actual auction where you're actually showing your face and showing the items, or does it have to be that you're showing it on the phone off away from your face?
Oh, no, you could. No, some people, they have it straight on them, and just like you could hold the item and have the camera straight on you. You could
Mike.
You could put up 2 cameras and have.
I paid a lot of money for these teeth, and I'm telling you, I need to get price per show to warrant that.
No, you just have to have your set prices of what you want for the item at least, so your start price you could get. They even have the buy it nows. You could put in your buy it now and take pictures of the items. Yeah, you just have to have your set prices, what you want. That's why the makeup.
Well, we're gonna have to look at one of these. And Bama, we're gonna pick on yours first.
Yeah, set up a table with the items you want to sell, and maybe a little post-its so you could already remind yourself of the prices. And and somebody would just say, run that item, and you can sit there and chat it up and not even sell anything the first whatever minutes, and just get to know the chat. And I bet a lot of people from here would jump over there just to come over and chat it up, and you could run the items like that. And I reckon.
Anthony, I'll pick on yours after I watch Bama's. I want to look at yours.
Do you think?
Yeah, my chat gets pretty wild sometimes. They're a good group, but it's always switching up. It's always, because some of these like how do you put it? WhatNot gives the analytics, and it shows like what buyer spent the most, what buyer is the second spent buy, like how much each buyer spent. And yeah, some of these buyers, they spent a lot of money on cards. So they'd always switch up. They take their breaks. It's like, oh, this guy, he's taking a break now this month. This guy's back around buying. But no, it's right now it's a good chat I got. Last week there were a lot of comments, too many comments in the chat. Because some people get upset because they're like, oh, how do you get more for the item than it goes for an eBay? And leaving all these comments like that. And oh, that item is not worth this much, and you're getting this much, and all this in the chat. It's like, I don't know how to respond to those. It's like, I start at $2.
I do.
Yeah. It's like, I start at $2. They're the ones that bid it up. You know, I got no control over that.
Yeah,
but do you see a trend of people perhaps using, having their regular YouTube show, but going back in and using items that necessarily wouldn't sell on your show, but directing people to, we also have a WhatNot sale on such and such a day?
You could do that.
Okay.
No, you can do that. You could have all different shows. You could have a show of like maybe like a clearance, or everything that didn't sell here, you could sell it there. Or you could do or you could have certain items for here.
But I'm not sure I'd want to use the same items that I was showing on my YouTube channel at a WhatNot sale. Would that not tend to make people say, well, I'm not going to buy it here and I'll wait till it shows up on WhatNot. Maybe I'll get it for $2.
That could happen. There's some people out there that
just watch the way you market it, maybe.
Yes. Yeah. I had somebody in my chat once say that there's people that they look for at new sellers and they cannot prey on them like that. And just because they know they're not going to get a big following, they snatch up all the items for the $2 like that. The dollar starts. It happens. Yeah, I'm not going to say it doesn't. That's why you just maybe started at a certain price, because you don't want to get burnt like that. Unless you know that you got some bidders in there and test out a few items like that. And yeah, when I sell the makeup on there, the high-end makeup, I don't do it like that, because I know there's only going to be one person interested in this shade and this color, and it's only going to stay at that starting price because no one's going to bid against her. But
all right, we have a couple of more questions coming in the chat, and I don't want to keep Anthony for too much longer, but what is the best day and time slot to sell on WhatNot?
I would say test out different times, but Saturday's no good, I don't think. I noticed Saturdays, I think a lot of people are out with their families or doing things on the weekend, so they're not really just hanging around maybe Saturday nights. So I like Sundays in the daytime, every day at 8 o'clock maybe. So maybe everyone's out of work, they're already relaxed. West Coast just getting out of work, so 8 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Eastern. If it's maybe someone has an hour before they go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock, so they could just jump on a little bit. But you could try daytimes also. There's probably a lot of people that are maybe retired or just there browsing, wanting to shop. But I recommend the nights. And Saturdays, I noticed no good. For some reason, Saturdays, I guess everyone's just doing family things or just out doing something. But
Jennifer wants to know, can you have a moderator on your WhatNot to take care of those rude comments?
Yes, you could give someone, instead of a wrench, it's a little controller they put next to their name. And you can make anybody a moderator. WhatNot has its own moderators that you'll see a controller no matter what chat room they're in. And I don't know what they're there for or what they have it for, but that's what I heard they're called, WhatNot moderators, that just bounce around maybe watching the shows. But you could give anybody to mod your thing, but it's more to mod just for to kick somebody out if somebody's being rude maybe, or to answer some questions. And yeah, you could have moderators.
Laura would like to know, what is your best advice for a first-time show other than the clean hands?
Oh, let me put it out in advance so people could bookmark it. At least a good title, keep it simple. You could put all the all the items. You could do your first show, put the descriptions, put the pictures, take the time, So at least you could say you tried, you know. And then after, if you don't like, if you feel it's too much time doing descriptions and time and photos, just you can just put the lot numbers the way I said to do. But yeah, schedule it. Let a bunch of people know, as many people as you can. I at the gas station, I talk to people sometimes, and I let the cashier at the gas station, or two of my gas stations, both of them watch me on WhatNot, because I told them about what I do. But you can let people know, and you start finding, to make sure you get the audience, because that's what helps. I don't look at the dollar amount. I look at how many people are in my chat, because sometimes I tell people, oh, you did good. And they're like, oh, I didn't make that much money. I'm like, oh, I was just looking at how many people were in your chat. Because if I see 30, 40 people in the chat, that's what keeps me going for some reason. Because you could have 10 people and they're bidding it up. But yeah, just put it on advance on social media, Facebook, let everyone know. And let me see what else.
Laura also has a question. Can as a seller block a buyer?
Block a buyer? Yes, you could block a buyer. I got one person I blocked only, and there was one buyer that gave me a feedback because I didn't have certain cards. But yeah, you could block somebody, and it gives you the option. Then they just can't come into your chat anymore or buy from you.
All right. And Peddling Profit also wants to know, do you recommend having many items in your WhatNot store?
I would say 50 lots is good. It all depends on how much you want to make. I try to do 50 lots that I hope I can get $10 each for them. So at least it's $500 at the end of the show. But
all right, and I don't want to end this on a negative note, but I have to take care of it because I see this comment over and over in the chat. Jeffrey, first of all, WhatNot is a platform that people sell on. Instagram is just a social media. I am not going to be doing shows on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and things like that, because that's not, I don't sell on those platforms, and this is more of the bigger platforms that people sell on and questions they may have. If in the future that somebody knows, I'm not sure, because I only use it for social media for Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So for me, there's not a lot of interest in those. So that's why I picked WhatNot for Wednesdays. I picked eBay for Tuesdays, Poshmark for Thursdays, and Etsy for Fridays, because those are a lot of questions that I am getting. So I'm trying to get those who have those type of questions to ask those type of shows. So Instagram will be on the back burner for now, because there is no interest that I know of that has not been brought to my attention other than your request to be selling on there. Now, this is for resellers. This is for people who are selling things, not for social media, whatever the case may be.
I've got a quick question.
Okay, Jeffrey, whenever you're ready, come on over after the show, and I'll be glad to show you step by step on how to do that. When you are ready, I'll be glad to help you. Anyway,
I have a question about, we've seen a couple of YouTube people that are saying, oh, come to my WhatNot sales. And if you become a WhatNot member, you get a $15 credit, and they get a small commission for you, joining WhatNot. Do you have the same thing with yours?
yeah, you could there's a link you could give out, and if they sign up through the link, it gives them a credit that they could use towards their first purchase. With any seller on there, they could use that credit, and then it gives me or whoever gives their link, the seller, a credit also to buy something on WhatNot.
Well, why aren't you promoting that? Go ahead.
Oh, I just got to drop the link. I never promote it, but you could.
Like I say, we don't know anything about WhatNot. Basically, Mark's got enough on his plate, and I'm just old.
Yeah. By the way, Anthony, thank you very much for answering our questions and talking about WhatNot. Just following you there. And also, if you go in the description bar, Jennifer's been dropping his links in the chat. In the description bar below, I do have his WhatNot, his YouTube, and his email. So make sure you bring your questions on every Wednesday to make sure you can get your questions asked in case if you're interested in doing WhatNot. Go ahead, Anthony.
And I was gonna say, I think also if you refer a seller, I think each person gets $200 or something like that.
Yeah, I noticed on your top of your page it does say earn $200.
Right, that's what I think. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get in the show because my numbers are only going down, but I don't want to keep Anthony longer than what we've.
I'll see you guys. Thank you guys.
And again, what I want to do is I'm going to have you talk a little bit more about your channel, how they can find you, and again, all that link is in the description bar. and promote yourself with what your whatnot and anything you may be doing with YouTube.
No, okay. Yeah, YouTube, make sure to subscribe because I'm going to start doing videos. I'm still trying to figure out what end I want to do, what type of videos I want to do on there because I just don't want to. Cause I built up the YouTube channel for a whole year, it was, and I don't want to just let it die out. But I might start back the auctions on Fridays. It was going pretty good. I would get a bunch of people in there. I just got to take the time to source because it's for YouTube, it's a bunch of different items I used to bring. But if you guys want, yeah, check out tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I got my WhatNot show. You can take a look, see how it is, and look at a bunch of seller shows because that's how you learn. And if there's any questions, you guys just shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you. I'll give you a hand if you need any help setting up WhatNot or any reselling questions. I've been reselling my whole life. It's what I do. eBay 20 years since a teenager reselling. Longest I had a job like a 9-to-5 was probably 6 months. Yeah, I always just resold. It got me everything, and it's the best because sales, you can do the most in sales. But
Yeah,
it was a pleasure, Johnny.
You're getting close to 1K.
What's that?
You're getting close to 1K on your YouTube.
No, yeah, it was YouTube. Yeah, it was a journey. I don't know how some people get to like 100,000. It seems like almost impossible. You just got to put videos, I guess. Yeah.
All right, Mark and Mike, go ahead and promote your channel. What you have
Thank
going
you,
on
Mark, Mike. Thank you, Johnny.
Hey, thank you,
Don't go nowhere, Anthony. Don't go
Thank you
nowhere.
very much, man.
I'll be right here.
I think I'm following you and Bama.
Awesome.
But we're two old guys, vintage and resale. Michael and Mark. We do, excuse me. We collaborate with Craig and Christine and virtual shopkeeper Dee Dee on the Joy of Sunday auction starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays. And then we jump off and we start our show at 6 p.m.
Central.
Eastern
right.
time. We usually have collaborate with other resellers. And let's see.
What happens on the second Wednesday of each month?
Yeah, that's where I was getting ready to go. Second Wednesday of each month, I will be with Johnny on Hump Day Auction.
And I work every day.
Except today.
And yesterday. No, Monday.
I worked yesterday, believe me. I worked
Monday.
yesterday.
You caught up yesterday, right?
Ooh.
All right. My WhatNot link, 5 to 500. There's her show link. That's another thing I want to ask real quick because I see some people when they drop their links to their WhatNot, a lot of times they're dropping it to their the main page, so to say. Invites are only for the first time signing up. That's what I'm getting right now with different people. But the one that Dawn just dropped actually is like a main page for invites, but it's not to her main page. How do you recommend them? How do they get that link to drop for that actual WhatNot to their page? Is there like a certain link they can get to for their page?
That might be the invite one.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's on
Hello, Mr. O.
Let me see. It's right on the.
I think Dawn, have you been doing that every Saturday now at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern? I know I saw her preview video. Lord Jesus, there was a bracelet I wanted so bad, but I didn't catch the show because I was on McBingo with getting ready for with Hoosier.
Yeah, it's the link when you're on WhatNot and you're logged in on the homepage, but on the computer, it's the one that says invite friends at the top.
Yeah,
and that would
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh no, that's that's to invite them. You would have to probably just go to the homepage of it where it has all the reviews and info and just copy and paste that address maybe.
Yeah. Well, everyone, thank y'all so much. Again, don't forget today at 2 o'clock, we do have our Hump Day auction. Also, don't forget to check out the information if you're wanting to reach out to Anthony or check out his WhatNot page. All of that is in the description bar below because I do have his actual page to where you can go to his actual page for WhatNot. Is WhatNot free to sign up for? Yes, I think you have to apply.
And I was just going to say something to Two Hip Chicks because I know they have a lot of vinyl. I see them, they sell it on YouTube a lot. I would recommend that. I'm surprised they haven't tried it because I think there's not enough vinyl sellers on there. You probably do real well with those.
And Jeffrey has the question: is it free? Is WhatNot free to sign up for?
Yes, it's free. And if you sign up with someone's link that invites you, you each get $15 credit, I believe, for your first purchase.
There you go. All right, everybody. So thank y'all very much. If you'd like to come on after the show's over, come on over and check us out. Come chat with us after the show's over. You're more than welcome to. The link is at the top of the chat. Also, don't forget, every Wednesday we'll be doing this WhatNot Wednesday, where it's going to be Q&A about WhatNot. If you have questions, make sure you do bring them in. Don't forget, tomorrow we do have a Q&A all about Poshmark. So with that being said, like I said before, in each and every show, love always. Love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. And until we meet again later, peace out, and I'll talk to you after the show, Anthony. And Mark and Mike.